Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning for the week of May 17th through the 23rd, and I'm using a kit from Paper Muse Crafts called Spring Blooms. This kit is in gold foil, and I have been so excited to use this kit for over a year. This kit is the reason I even found Paper Muse Crafts. I can't remember where I saw it, but I knew I had to have it, and I was so thankful that they still had it on their website. This was one of those kits that I almost didn't want to use because I loved it that much. I just really love the combination of colors, and I'm not really a fan of yellow, but I love how the yellow looks in this kit, and all of the foil details in the full boxes and the bottom washi are so adorable. I made myself use it because I'm really trying to use kits that I purchased last year. I think initially this kit was set to be used during the week of Easter, but then I came across the Nikki Plus 3 Easter kit, so I just picked an open week that I had, and here we are. In my weekend banner, I did pull in some Simply Gilded washi along with the flags that were included in the kit, and the Hello Weekend banner is from the Glitter Mama. I did want to talk about this week before getting into the actual memory planning because I don't think I'm going to have a lot of time when I get into each day, and I feel like a lot of what I put in this spread needs a little bit more context. Where we left off last week, my sister-in-law was driving to Oregon. She wasn't able to get childcare, so my niece was staying with us for the week, and she was going to drive up to Oregon, drive back down, and then at the end of this week that we are in, drive back to Oregon to move for a new job. So Sunday was the day that my sister-in-law drove to Oregon, and that was the first day that my niece stayed with us. And although they had been living with us since November, we kind of kept our parenting separate. It was kind of like two families under one roof. So it was a bit difficult this week. I think it was difficult for everybody. My sister-in-law, obviously, having to be so far from her daughter. I can't even imagine how tough that was, and my niece definitely was struggling without her mom, so everyone was just doing their best trying to get through this week and make it as fun as possible. The plan was for my sister-in-law to drive back down at the end of this week, pack up her car again, and anything that they weren't able to fit in their car would be going into my car, and me and my husband and our boys were going to drive up there during the weekend, help them move in the rest of their stuff, and then we were going to drive up to Washington. My husband was in the military. He has a bunch of friends that live in Washington currently that are still in the Navy, so we were going to visit them. We own a house in Washington, so we were planning to check on that just to make sure everything was good. And we just love being up there, so we were planning to spend the next week there. Things definitely didn't go as planned, but I figured I'd explain that before I get into this week. In my sidebar, I set it up pretty much how I like it every week. Usually if I have an extra full box, I'll add that in the sidebar. But this week I decided to save one of those full boxes for a day extender, and there was an extra blank weekly type schedule with just bows that I decided to use for dinners. The May script is from the Glitter Mama, and everything else is from the kit. Most of the scripts that I use in the spread are from Station Stickers. I do have a discount code linked down below. I will also link any shops that I use in the spread. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment and I'll be happy to answer. Getting into the week. On Monday, I used a Rise and Shine sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. and I wrote that I set my alarm. My niece usually wakes up way earlier than my boys do, so I wanted to make sure that I was awake when she was. In the corner box, I marked that it was Coffee Monday. I lesson planned, printed worksheets, and went on a walk with Jackson. The printer sticker is from Planning Like a Pro, and the paw print is from White Deer Stationery. Then I used another quarter box, and I marked a grocery run. In the half box, I used a homeschool sticker from Once More with Love and a tantrum sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. I wrote that I did school with all 3 kids and that PJ was in timeout a lot this day. My niece is in kindergarten and she does virtual school, but she has a lot of breaks in between her classes, so she wanted to join us for all of that, and PJ was having a hard time with that new change in the schedule. Once we were done with school, I wanted to plant the seeds that I had been given from my boys and my niece for Mother's Day. They gave me pots, soil, and seeds. The day before this, they painted their pots, and so we were ready to plant the seeds. This sticker is from Sweet Koi Design. While I was out on my grocery run, I was trying to think of something fun for the kids to do, some type of new toy or game that they could play that was new to them and that would kind of make this week go by a little faster and make it more exciting for them. They had been pretending to be PJ Masks for a couple weeks and running around the house, calling each other the PJ Mask names. So I found some PJ Mask toys. I got one for each of them in the character that they call themselves. So I wrapped those up and let them open those after dinner. The present sticker is from Sweet Koi Design. I just ended this day with the full box and I needed a tiny bit more room, so I layered the header on top of the full box. On Tuesday, I tidied up, ran the Roomba, loaded the dishes, and went to the ATM for my sister's graduation gift. The vacuum sticker is from Harriet Wright Designs. The ATM sticker is from the Coffee Monsters Co. In the half box, I wrote that PJ makes his own key for a worksheet that I had given him. It was a color by letter worksheet, and actually I had printed this out for Benny because there were only 2 letters, so it was a really simple worksheet and PJ wanted to do it, so I printed off another one for him to do. He divided the tractor into more parts and assigned different numbers and letters to make it a bit more complicated, and that was a pretty proud moment for me. I really love when he shows his creativity. Underneath the full box, I marked receiving some happy mail with a script from Panda Bird Design and a sticker from Planning City. I had received happy mail from 2 little bees. Then I added a half box checklist and I covered up the bows with a sticker from Fox and Pip. I wrote that my sister came over to help my niece with school this week. She still had to do tutoring in the morning, but she was able to come over after she was done and help out with my niece and give her undivided attention. Below that, I used a quarter box and a sticker from White Deer Stationery. I wrote that I cooked dinner early. I also did this on Monday, but I ran out of room to mark that. I really wanted to make sure that I cooked dinner early on these days. I really needed a consistent schedule and I wanted to make sure that the kids had their dinner ready as soon as they woke up from nap time. On Wednesday, I started with a full box day extender and I tried out this new method that I had seen Andrea from Scribble Prints Co. do with her day extenders. She uses a little piece of a normal day extender and turns that into a flap with the 2 full boxes. I really wanted to try it out to see which method I like better, and I think if I have 2 full boxes, I definitely like this a bit more because you don't have to worry about lining the day extender part of it up. You just put the 2 full boxes on top of each other, and that's a little bit easier than the day extenders that I make for myself, but I will have to try it out with different types of sticker paper, as in like the kits that I'm using, because I'm curious to see how it will work with different full boxes. In this one, I can kind of feel the bump of the little day extender that's in there, and I can't decide if that's bothering me or not. But anyways, inside the day extender, I started with a half box and a sticker from Sweet Koi Design. I helped my niece with a breathing treatment, and I had noticed the day before that she was snuffling a lot, and I wasn't sure if it was just allergies or if she was starting to not feel well, but her mom was on FaceTime with her this morning and recommended that she do a breathing treatment. It was trash day, and I placed an order with Sweet Bean Plans. The trash can sticker is from Planning Like a Pro. Then I used a declutter sticker from Paper Panda. Below that, I marked some more Happy Mail in the same way as Tuesday. On this day, I received Happy Mail from Sweet Kawaii Design and Sarah Marie stickers. Below that, I used a quarter box and a Busy Bee sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to write in here. I was kind of just really busy, really tired, really stressed. So I left that blank for now. Then I used a Netflix sticker from White Deer Stationery. The kids enjoyed watching PJ Masks on this evening. Again, I marked cooking dinner early with another sticker from White Deer Stationery. Below that, I used a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. to mark bath time. My boys have primarily been taking showers, so it was a pretty big deal that they decided to take a bath this day. In the half box, I marked couch time with my husband. This is a custom script from Station Stickers, and the character sticker is from Once More with Love. The bottom of this day, I just marked having ice cream with a sticker from Fox and Cactus. Flipping over to Thursday, I cleaned the counters and made a bunch of to-do lists. It was laundry day. This script is from Panda Bird Design. Below the checklist, I used a really old sticker from Sweet Kawaii Design. This one isn't even made of the vinyl material yet, but I marked a grooming appointment for Jackson. Then I used a sticker from Harriet Wright Designs to mark getting ready. Underneath the full box, I added a today header, and I took the boys to my parents' house. We took some family photos outside. My brother even drove up to surprise my sister, so we were all together. But in the previous week, I wrote that my sister had her virtual graduation from UC Berkeley, and on this day, she was actually going to walk on stage. They split it up into several days, so this was her day to go. No one else was allowed on campus, so my parents and my brother drove my sister there, and they watched the ceremony in the car. But it was still pretty exciting that she was able to have that moment and experience a little bit of it. I decorated this box with some streamers from Sadie Stickers and ended this day with a little strip of washi. I actually forgot to write that my sister-in-law arrived this evening pretty late, so I might end up writing that on this washi strip. On Friday, I started with a full box. Below that, I added a sticker from Sweet Kawaii Design that says running on fumes. I really wasn't feeling well this day, and I was really hoping that I wasn't getting sick. I was really hoping that it was just feeling a little burnt out from the week. Below that, I marked an Invisalign appointment that I had. My dentist had me wear my trays for 2 more weeks. He checked them again on this day and nothing had moved, so he redid the molds and sent those out to Invisalign. The first time I got the molds done, I was pretty miserable. I kind of almost had a panic attack because I was really claustrophobic in the way that they did the molds. So this time I asked if I could sit up instead, and it was so much better. I didn't even feel any anxiety. Then I added a quarter box, a sticker from White Deer Stationery, and I wrote that I took a much needed nap. I filled in some space with this divider from the Pretty Pinko. In my to-do list, I wrote that I called to reschedule my dentist appointment. Originally, it was supposed to be on Saturday, but that was the day that we were trying to leave for Washington. So I called to reschedule, and they fit me in earlier this day. I tidied up and packed the boys' clothes, the suitcase stickers from Hello Petite Paper. Then I marked going on a Target run. I was getting a bunch of snacks for our road trip. My boys love eating snacks, so I knew if we were going to be in Washington for a week that I needed to have a ton of them. Then at the very bottom of this day, I marked that my sister-in-law and niece drove up to Oregon. This actually happened while I was at the dentist. So this day is completely out of order, but I really wanted to have the to-do list towards the bottom of the day, and that kind of messed with the spacing of everything else. Moving on to the weekend, I ran the Roomba. I wrote that this was my original dentist appointment, and we picked up Chipotle. This sticker is from Fox and Cactus. In the half box, I used a sick day sticker from Paper Panda, and I wrote that we postponed our trip to Washington. I was very much prepared to still go on the trip. I had a feeling that I was starting to get sick, but I really didn't want to be the reason that we didn't drive up to Washington, and my husband decided that we couldn't do it. He just didn't like the idea of the boys possibly being sick in Washington while we were far from home. So I finally decided that he was probably right. In the quarter box, I wrote that we called our friends that were in Washington. We just wanted to let them know what was going on and when would be a good time to move our trip to, because they were the only ones that weren't going to be in the area for a certain amount of time. So we just wanted to make sure that when we visited that they were there. And I ended this day with a full box. On Sunday, I started with a full box day extender the way that I normally do it. I wrote that my husband made breakfast. I started moving my filming desk into our office where my sister-in-law and my niece were staying. Originally, it was my husband's office, and then when my sister-in-law moved in, we moved his office into our room, and my husband loves having his office in our room, so he knew he didn't want to move back, so he told me to just move my filming desk over there so I would have a separate space and have a little bit more room for all of my stickers. So I started doing that. I pretty much just got the desk moved in, and then I had to set up the office for PJ, which I will explain in just a little bit. I added a little flag and wrote that I started organizing some of my planner stuff. Then I added a washi strip and then a quarter box. I wrote that PJ is not feeling well. He just started acting funny out of nowhere, and all of my symptoms were just basically a lot of sneezing and not really feeling well. PJ started getting a fever. He started throwing up a lot, and my husband went out to go get medicine. We took a nap, and he ended up having to sip on water every 5 minutes to see how much his stomach could handle. We had been through this before when PJ was 2.5, so we already knew what we needed to do. It was just a little confusing as to why it was happening. But below that, I used a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co., and I wrote that my mom brought me some caldo. This actually happened before PJ started feeling sick, but I wanted to see the little houses peeking out underneath the full box day extender. It was so strange because while my mom was here, PJ was running around and so happy and just his normal self, and as soon as they left, he just shut down and was not feeling great. In the half box, I used another sick day sticker from Paper Panda. I wrote that me and PJ are sick and my husband was with Benny. We really wanted to make sure that PJ and Benny were separated. I really didn't want Benny or my husband getting sick. Underneath the half box, I added a little divider from Planning Like a Pro, and I ended this day with a quarter box and a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. I wrote that it was a long night. It definitely was not fun, but we were really, really thankful that we were home for it, that we weren't in the car and we weren't in Washington in a hotel. So I'm really thankful that my husband decided to cancel our trip and that we were able to be home for this. I constantly was thinking about that as I was going through it, like, oh, I'm so glad we're home. So glad. But that is all I have for this week. These are all the stickers I have left over. I almost used every single sticker from this kit. I don't know if it's going to come up in a future video, but we actually never ended up making our way up to Washington. My husband and I, for many different reasons, decided not to do it this year, which was a bit of a bummer, but I know we're going to end up back there one day. I really hope you guys love the spread as much as I do. This was definitely a week to remember, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.